Hey, good morning, good morning. Yeah, so we got price ranging here. Good morning, everybody. Bay or sail? That's what we're here to find out today, Sandile. Howdy there, my people. Hey, Mr. Sir Joshua, welcome back. Oh, look at this. This is London here opening up. I got a bunch of volume. Candlestick just popped up, like, 24 pips here. So no entry confirmations. I was kind of hoping maybe this candle would be a bit smaller. That way I could get at least like a stop loss for a sell below 33.30 over here. But yeah, price is moving up. I think what's gonna happen is price is just gonna shoot up, or what I'm expecting, price is gonna shoot up, and then I'm gonna look for a sell like once price starts to break above these highs, because I think this range, notice how big this range is. It's like about 180 pips. So that means that a lot of people are looking to trade this range. It's a pretty obvious range. People want to get buys and they probably want to take this thing up. So I'm thinking, what's going to happen is if we start breaking above, we might have a chance of a pullback back downwards. A similar situation that happened over here, basically. And also over here. So every time it creates a new higher high within that area, price has to pull down. So yeah, I think that could be a possible scenario that we're looking at here. Powell, he spoke yesterday, but it didn't end up moving the market, unfortunately. So I didn't get any of the macro type of volume I was kind of hoping for this morning. Got a little bit of liquidity, potential liquidity grab here, but you can see with that London open, you can really see how that volume starts to come in here. But candlestick also doesn't have a bottom wick on it yet, so about 2 minutes 47 seconds. And there's no sells below, like, it just doesn't look so clean. We have a support here, you got a resistance up over here, and you got other support areas down here too. So it doesn't look as clean. Now it's looking like a bit of liquidity grab right there, potentially to come down. So hopefully we could get a clean setup. If it doesn't move up, then in this scenario, I'll just be waiting for price to come down. And then kind of look for a way that I can get into a bay right over here. Or wherever it creates a sort of like a support. Well, if we take a sell here, stop above this area, I think that the range is too small. It's too small of a range. Don't you think it would be try to break its... Wait, what? Same pullback scenario also on GJ2. Looks really nice too. Oh, this is still the range from yesterday. We've just been moving sideways here since yesterday on pound yen. Wow. Yeah, the thing about pound yen, it's giving volume. Yeah, but I still feel majority of the time you still have to deal with a lot of garbage, a lot of like a sideways consolidation. I mean, look at this. Look at how insane this is. Look how insane this is. Imagine the amount of tries here to catch this move for anybody who is looking for a breakout. This is what? This was starting from pre-London. Actually, that was nice. That was a pre-London move. The breakout was a pre-London move. Gold, don't you think it would be try to break? It had multiple attempts. Let it keep trying. Let it keep trying. But we have to trade what the market is giving us. And right now the market is giving us this range. So we got to see like how can you execute on a profitable trade within this range. If it moves up, that's going to be like a different market condition, and then we're going to see what we can do here. But definitely moving sideways. Let's see fundamentals. We got Powell speaking again today. That's about it. Nothing major, so I think that's good. That's like 2 hours into the New York session. Mr. Powell is going to be online, giving us his usual spiel. Could we expect manipulation with an obvious move like that one? Yes. We formed an inverted here. Just consolidating. Lots of ranges around here today. And it's mid of the week as well. So it's supposed to be getting mid of the week volume. Market's just ranging. Got a little bit of a consolidation in here as well. This small one. And we got this bigger one. Then you got other small ones here. Lovely distribution that was. This was from here. A little break and retest. Price shot up. So, you know, basically this is what GJ is doing. It's just like doing it in a much bigger scale. See that? Just a lot more candlesticks. But essentially, it's the same thing as this right here. And yeah, obviously, you know, markets are fractal. So you're going to have wider ones up here. You're going to have medium-sized ones over here. But just to keep it simple, we're going to focus on the key ones, which is down here and up here. So we got these two levels just to keep in mind. We got to see what happens. We need some volume to come. Maybe we can trade this range. This is looking like a fake out. Man, that's a brutal fake out. You can actually just see the shock. Look at that. So obvious. Why would the market do this, guys? Why would it come all the way up here and then come all the way down here like this? This random? That a random event? I see prices starting to push down even heavier here. It's targeting these lows. It's about to take these lows out by, oh, 33.28. Oh, look at the way it shot below that level right there. It said, oh, you trying to avoid slippage? All right, here you go. So this is good. Let it come down, because actually if it comes down, it would make more sense for a buy, because we'll be buying at the bottom of the range, or I'll be buying at the bottom of the range like this. Then price can move up then. Woods is letting us have it. Oh, is letting you guys have the... Who's the number one right now? Let's see. Sandila is number one. You're in a sell? Nice. Man, look at this whiplash. I don't really like the way this is behaving over here. Look at that. Look at this. Definitely a shock in the water here. Definitely. So we don't want to be jumping in just yet. But markets are not trending right now. We're only up like 0.20%, so yeah, it's nothing too major here. We're currently sitting at like a daily support region. So as you can see, you got daily support here, left hand side, having a small reaction, expecting maybe, you know, maybe this daily moves up, maybe it doesn't. All I know is that we are back in the gulag. We are back in the gulag of gulags. You know, this month for me is turning around quite nicely over here. I'm at 7%. Hopefully I can get to like 10% very soon. I've been taking what the market gives me, honestly. And I can see here we're just ranging. So since we're back in this area, I'm definitely going to keep taking what the market gives me. So yeah, because we don't have any trending market conditions right now. Overall, it's like consolidation and obviously fake outs above here, you know, sideways movements. The only beautiful thing is that gold has a lot of pips on the daily, you know, it's about like 700 pips here on the previous daily. So the intraday timeframes, even though we're trading inside the gulag, the intraday timeframes here are not bad. Yeah, it's gonna have a comeback here. Gonna have a comeback here. Month started off for me. You know, it was a bit rough. It was a bit rough. It's still not the easiest like what I'm typically used to. On my previous months over here, I'm actually used to a lot more better conditions. But yeah, I mean, like you just stick to the process. Don't focus on bad trader, good trader. Just stick to the process. Keep doing your thing. The markets will shift around eventually. That's what I always say. Whenever I'm having a hard time, I know the market's gonna shift around eventually. So all probabilities, like what's the probability that it remains in that state if I've been trading this system for like, or I've been trading the same concepts for like the past 4+ years? You know, what's the probability that the market stops doing what's it's been doing? It can't. It can't. The market only has to move 3 directions, chat. So, you know, that's my foundation. And as long as I keep repeating the process, I think eventually I'll come out as a winner. So yeah, we're at 7% now. I'm looking for 10, hopefully 10% by the end of this, month over here. Maybe even more. Who knows? Maybe the worst is over now. Maybe the worst is over now. So a character building month here, especially with YouTube. That YouTube warning thing. Quite a character building month over here for me. That's a David Goggins kind of month, yes. If you can't fold, if you can't bend, you'll break. If you can't adapt, you will break, sir. That's what happens to people under pressure. You know, some people fold, some people break. You can't break. You gotta fold. You gotta fold. You gotta remain malleable so you can learn from the market. You know, you can learn from life experiences in general. Because what's the point? What's the point being super hard? You know, if you're super hard, then you break. Like, what's the point? Like, just take it easy. So I am waiting here. Waiting. Let price come down nice and easy. Just closed the day. Got buys on German 40 now from the bottom. Oh, 4.5% trade. Nice. You know, I've noticed like my mentality from when I first started trading, super different from now. Like before I could hold trades really long. Nowadays I can't hold trades as much as I used to. Before I used to be able to hold trades really freaking long. How did you know when to get out the trade this morning? Well, it's a similar thing like yesterday as well. You know how price was moving down? I was still kind of expecting price to move down, so I want to secure some profits. I thought it was going to be a similar thing like yesterday because we did get the ceasefire. Problem is I got my buy already, so I wanted to take the buy. Don't want to wait for the sells. If there were going to be sells, which there actually were. There were actually sells after that. Like look at where the trade ended, and then you're going to see the sell confirmation. Those sells were pretty quick though. But I think it gave like how many pips did it give here? These were like about, oh, just roughly about the same amount. Same amount as the first trade. No, a little bit less than the first trade. But yeah, that was a big push. That was a really big push. I think it was just a bit of choppiness there. There's a little bit of choppiness over there. Because it did eventually end up moving bullish. Looks like that was just targeting a small little liquidity grab here. Fill up this range. I got buys from 23.65 to 2.95. I think it will move up a lot more. This could be 30% trade if clear full range up. 30%. I can only dream of 30%. You don't like holding trades neither? Either? Yeah, I mean like holding really long runners. Man, you need to have conviction. You need to have conviction for those. Unless you're just mainly looking for runners, you know, that's if maybe you're just mainly only looking for runners. You know, some of your trades are gonna hit. They're gonna hit one of those runners. The problem is you're gonna have a lot more situations where winning trades become like a break even. That's the only issue. So you have to mentally prepare for that if that's what you're aiming for. Especially on this breakouts, you know, this little accumulation breakout plays. They're the ones which tend to have those big runners. Them bumba clots. You like little time of the market? Yes. It's like being in and out. I can never hold a trade past 30 minutes. It's a mess up my psychology, man. I think past 30 minutes will just depend on your trade setup. You know, we've been on a trade on stream before for even an hour. We've been in a trade for like hours. Okay, not hours, but okay, no, we have technically speaking been in trades for hours, so. There was a stream we did that was about, I think, like 6-7 hours, something like that. But it was because we were trading the fundamentals and we had like a really big stop on the daily. But usually within the hour, we should already know if we're right or wrong about the position. One time I was in a GJ, I think it was a GJ trade. I only had like a 15 pip stop loss or something, and it still took like about an hour. It was crazy. But there was just low volume inside the market during that time. I took my profit. I don't like seeing price come back. Man, if you took a sell, you said you're already in a sell over here. Definitely take your profits because the market is telling you it's at a support level. It could start coming back anytime. So you're going to secure like, you know, 50%, 80%, you know, whatever it is that you want to secure. Because you don't want to see this now bounce and come back all the way up. So we're just chilling here. We're chilling here because we don't have anything to look out for. 1, 2, 3. We got some key levels of support over here. It's going to be difficult for price to get through these levels, to move down bearish. So Spartans, we must practice patience as the market's hopefully setting up for us here some potential buys. And I don't know, like I'm still on edge about these buys, you know. I'm still on edge about these buys. I don't know why. I just feel like the market overall is more like bearish. You can even see with the break of structure over here. Look at what it's doing. Break of structure on the 1 hour, on the hourly. Yeah, we do have like levels of support down here, but it looks like it's struggling more to move up. This kind of to me looks like it wants to calm down. Possibly like disrespect these levels over here. That's what that looks like. So definitely on edge about any buys today, but we'll see. Just gotta follow the rules, trust the process, and execute. Not question the market too much. Don't question yourself too much. Why are we this opposite today? Even I am considering shorting here. Yeah, I don't know. It seems it's opposite day here. Every time that I'm looking for a buy, you're looking for a short. And vice versa. But you know, the reason I'm not looking for a short is obviously because we're at support. So you can see it. I don't know how you trade. I don't know why you'd be looking for a short here at support. Unless you're trading on the 1 minute or maybe the higher time frame. Maybe you're looking at something like the 1 hour. Or you're looking for a momentum breakout. That's the only thing I can think about. That wick has been filled. Yes, sir. We got a wick fill here. But now we're getting candlesticks closing, and hopefully we can create a support. Create some structure, and then we can fill this up. This region up here. 330 is coming. I go to short. SL at 334. What's that? M5 and M15 mostly. That's what I don't understand, because the M5 and M15 are the support. Oh, nice. Can someone explain to me SMA confluence and how it works like I'm a 5-year-old? Amazing, because I love to teach like people 5-year-olds. It's the best way to teach. You know, if you can simplify something, it's the best way. So basically, you know, the key, you can see it if you click on the link in the description. It's gonna give you like a whole description. But anyway, you know, just a couple of things you need to keep in mind. If you get the SMA, we have 2 SMAs on here, so it doesn't much matter which one. But if you get one SMA below the candle like this, that's just called the kiss of death, right? So usually that's bringing in volume into the market. So you can imagine if this SMA here was to like be like this on this candle, that would be the kiss of death. And you know, that initiates like a very strong push most of the time. So it's a volume awareness indicator, right? So in this scenario here, I mean, we didn't exactly get the kiss of death, but we're trading below the SMA again, which is really good if you're expecting price to come down. And besides that, kiss of death is just, you know, a couple of things you got to keep in mind now is just the crossover. So let's say you get the 8 SMA crossing the 50 like that. That's also a volume indication. Like maybe like right here, you see the mouth. When the mouth is faced upwards, yeah, I can see bullish momentum. When the mouth is faced downwards, bearish momentum. All right, it's nice to see how the SMAs also act as a form of dynamic support. So notice over here how they like tend to respect this area. Actually, I think that was a kiss of death. So even if you come back here, you see what happened? It taps into it. And whenever we're in the middle of the SMAs like this at the same time, you can expect like some choppiness. Like they do just react. You can always just kind of use them as areas of support and resistance. So you see how it's like consolidating there, but look, boom. See how it lifted it up? Boom. See how it lifted it up again here? See, notice how candlestick broke above, closed above it, and then got another kiss of death right there. So you see how that works. You know, it's really nice. It's really nice. Then you got the crossover right here. See, you just got the crossover. Getting some volume in there. And then you can use it to trail as well. Notice how the candlestick closed below it. Basically telling you, hey man, maybe the move is done. It's not trending as much because now we're closing below the 8 SMA. And then see what happens. See, and then it starts to push down. So it's really nice to have them on there. It really gives you like a different dimension to price. Hey, Shalu, good morning. Exactly. You're happy with your first W for the day. Nice one, man. Hopefully my YouTube goes back to normal soon again here, guys. Start getting some views back in. Some new people in the stream. Hey Jay, good day. When the mouse is on the chart without moving, it hold left click. This is the thing that I didn't want to see though. I don't want to see a candlestick just completely have a V-shaped reversal here. This is a V-shaped reversal, man. Look at this candle. This has pushed up already 30 pips. Oh, it's an accumulation break. I see what it is now. It's an accumulation breakout. Look at that. Beautiful. Accumulation breakout at the bottom of the range. Nice little confluence. Buys at the bottom, sells at the highs. Very simple. Very simple stuff, really. You can see it. I can see the market move sideways. No arguing here. Looking like a bomber clot.
Bomber clot!
Is coming your entry for sell zone? I wish I could get a buy. No confirmation. Just running up on here without me. This is the hardest structure to trade. You see, sometimes you're going to look at this and you're not going to see any structure. Then you're going to investigate the lower time frames. Then you're going to see something. You're going to say, okay, so this is what it's doing before this. Let me see if I can get more situations like that. Let me see if I can get more situations like that. Well, on the 5 minute, we have nothing. This is not a 5 minute play. Unless you're John Wick. You know, if you're John Wick, then you're just buying the lows, selling the highs. If y'all are John Wicks. Do we got John Wicks in the chat? Do we got any traders like this in the chat? Buying lows, selling highs. Pretty nice conditions for you. So that's what I guess you'd be waiting for, such market conditions. John Wicks. Man, completely mopped up the range. Didn't even give us nothing. That's so boring, you know, like when price is just bouncing between levels. Wow, Vic, are we not enough for you? You want this to be an open relationship? Now, of course, I appreciate y'all, man. It's just fun, you know. It's part of the fun of being on YouTube. You get a bunch of like people on here, you know, can get haters in here. We can get new followers in here. It's always fun. Yeah, from my perspective, price action is kind of weird on multiple pairs today. So I mainly just focus on gold and GJ. All I can see is that GJ has had a move up. I mean, you know. I don't know who's trading GJ though. Beautiful breakout happened right here. Oh man, this is my favorite place. Especially if we can get a swing entry model inside them. So what do y'all think? Maybe the 1 hour candle wants to break out. I mean, if you look at the hourly, it looks like a small little fetch over here. A little liquidity grab on the hourly. It's reflipping here. We got a 30 more minutes for the hourly candlestick here to close. It looks like a potential liquidity to break above these highs. Actually, initially, I thought it was going to move down. It looked more bearish to me. But it's looking now bullish. Now it's looking bullish because of that liquidity grab. But anyway, you know, at the end of the day, we're just ranging here. We're just moving sideways, so think the market can do a lot of things. Then you're always going to be like, oh, it's a buy, it's a sell, it's a buy, it's a sell. Well, you're just going to wait and see if it can actually distribute from these highs. See how it corrects that range on the left-hand side. Oh, it's skyrocketing. Man, that consolidation play, beauty. Look at this beautiful move right here. So amazing. Right at the bottom of the support. Holy. That's the only way you could have. I think like one of the ways you could have caught this move. And then notice again, SMA confluence. Right over here. Even entries could have been up here even like this. But anyway, you got SMA confluence in here. Look at the way SMA is still being respected. Crossover. This thing is so awesome. Little accumulation breakout. Accumulate to distribute. Nice. In Kenya, we say asante sana. Asante sana. Squash banana. Is there software for backtesting similar like MT4? I mean, there's a MT5 simulator, but if you want to backtest, you can use TradingView. Just pay for TradingView and then you can use this thing. Like that. Then you can backtest like this. I mean, why do you want something else? Is MT4 not... Is it not a... What do people say? Tickling your fancy? Is it not tickling your fancy? Gives you all that you need. What more do you need, sir? This is quite the opposite what we both usually do. Yeah, I mean like... For me, it's just ranging. That's all that I can say. I can't do anything else here. Because I guess it's just our perspective on markets a bit different. I'm usually thinking in the most simple way that I can teach a 5-year-old. So for me, I'll teach a 5-year-old the difference between a market moving up and a market moving sideways. I think a 5-year-old can understand this. You know, maybe even put a line graph for him and then ask him, what side is this moving? Then he's going to say, it's moving sideways. Then maybe I can ask him... What side is this moving? And then he can say it's moving upwards. This explanation to SMA was solid. Thanks, Vic. Welcome, Joshua. Ruben. Breaks that 1 hour and then pull back in the shark. Yeah, it could even be the case, eh? Because this is getting very dangerous here. You know, when the market starts behaving like this, you're getting long wicks above, long wicks below. Very dangerous. It's not ideally what we want to see from the market. But we'll see. I think, like, as I did mention, you know, people are looking at this range. People want to buy gold to correct this move up towards like 33.52. And we're accumulating orders. So all this is going to distribute somewhere, chat. It's going to be a pretty big move. Now, the question is whether that is part of your rules to trade. Something like that. You know, if that was part of my confirmations, 100%, you know, I would take the trade. But this range here, this is a higher time frame range. This is for higher time frame traders. So, I mean, like right now, I'm thinking maybe price can create like a support and then give us like a fake out confirmation above here and then come down and fill this range back down towards support. It might even do an accumulation breakout up here as well. Candle just opened. New 5-minute. Damn, time is flying right now. It's already 35 minutes into stream. Yesterday's trade came in the first 10 minutes. Ooh, this would be really nice. Oh man, this is awesome. I can already visualize this. I can already visualize this. For price to come down. I think price should not come down here. If it wants to move up, it's already done its liquidity grab here. So whatever structure that builds from here, then it should not trigger me. And I mean, this right here is already enough of a liquidity grab for price to move up bullish. Current daily candlestick is not trending that heavily as well, so you're gonna trade this current market conditions moving sideways. So hopefully I can get some structure form here soon. Let's put a waiting for entry. Get everything all nice and neat over here. Take pride in your chart work. And hopefully things stay the same. And we don't break any lows. Hopefully things stay the same. Gotta get this sell over here. I think it's gonna be a good sell. Y'all see Donald Trump swear yesterday? Never thought I would hear a president swear. He was like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Talking about Iran and Israel. I was like, whoa, drop the F-bomb. Naughty, naughty. Never heard a president swear. It's kind of weird. It kind of made me feel unsafe. Kind of made me feel unsafe. But that's Trump for you, I guess. Oh no. Yeah, he was super mad. Man, the guy was pissed. Trump is a GTA character. Oh man, they should put him on GTA. I will not be surprised if Trump is in the new GTA. It's not going to be exactly him, but we're going to know it's him. We're going to know it's him. They're going to get the hair done. They're going to get the body and everything. We're going to know it's him. They're going to put Trump in GTA. I'm pretty sure of it. Probably get, like, maybe we're going to get him on an update, you know? They're first going to keep the game original and then maybe get him on an update. I hope we can use his hairstyle in GTA. I'm gonna put my character with Trump's hairdo. Alright, so we got about 1 minute here for candlestick to close. Nice. We got liquidity grab confluence over here. You know, as price is breaking above these highs, I think when the next candlestick starts to re-break these lows, we're going to see something of the sort here happen where price is just going to completely melt off, such as this. And then to continue coming back down to test the bottom of this range. Because, you know, at the end of the day here, we are moving sideways, as you can see. So with this sideways price action, I'm expecting that that price can move down there. right, everything is good to go. I hope it respects structure. I hope it doesn't move too aggressively here. Doo-doo-doo-doo. But it might be breaking. You know, the thing is, it still might be trying to break the range. Since we got that hourly liquidity grab, it might still be trying to break that range. Unsafe uncertainty equals gold's bullish. Yes, I mean, technically it should, right? But, you know, for the most part, gold has been moving down anyway. Come on, give us a rejection. See how it's struggling here with a resistance by 33, 34? It's looking at this and it's thinking, should I, can I break this? Was this liquidity grab here enough? You know, this one down over here, it's thinking, was this liquidity grab enough? Can we break? You're going to see a wick over there on the 1 hour. It's contemplating. It's contemplating. Or it's thinking maybe we're going to have a price to come down. Maybe we can have price to come down because if I break now, it's also thinking, if I break now, am I going to leave these guys in profits down over here? That was a beautiful accumulation breakout. They're probably up like a 1 to 4 as price was tapping those highs. So it's also thinking, man, because if I break, I'm going to break and I want to move with intention. You know, I'm going to move quite a bit. So what do we do about these people here? Then it's thinking like, maybe if there's not enough people who got in here, then it's going to say, okay, maybe then I can break. But if there's a lot of people who got in here, it's going to say, nah, we got to take those people out. Yeah, the market doesn't always like giving people profits, chat. Not all the time. You're going to get them every now and then, 100%. But most of the time, it's thinking like, how can we balance the universe here, you know? How can we make it that I can give you just enough to survive? So as soon as we break, guys, I'm going to be in my trade. Yeah, I do like this trade. I do like this trade. It's going to be kind of like a market fade. The market loves to say psych. We have Asia high right above. Oh, nice. Yeah, we also got Asia highs. Awesome. Got Asia high confluence there. So we'll see if we break the Asia highs. Or if we respect the Asia highs, or what's going to happen here. Or maybe, you know, price goes up and then comes down. Or maybe, you know, it goes up and then we'll just see what the structure does. Looks like it still wants to push. Should sweep Asia high and move down. Let's see. The sweep of the Asia high is about to come in now. There's a breakout. That's the breakout. This could be the sweep. Oh, it is pushing up aggressively. Could this be the sweep? I'm wondering if this is a sweep right here, but we need to get a clean follow through. Oh, it's still pushing. Holy! Nah, it's still pushing. It might be... Doesn't look like a sweep anymore. It looks like a breakout. The range down here is still valid. Have I always been a scalper? Yes. I've always been a scalper. So I'm gonna wait for a... Hey, maybe it's maybe we could still get the sweep. When it broke out, it did about 20 pips over there. Maybe we could still get the sweep of the Asia highs. Sweep of the Asia highs here, so price can come back and retest the lows in this sideways movement. But I got 1 minute 50 seconds. I want this candlestick to hear the first close. Because if it look, like the thing is, if it's re-breaking these highs, there's no reason that price should come back and take out these lows, correct? There's no reason. If we're going to be moving up bullish, why are we coming back into the gulag to take out previous higher lows? You know, it wouldn't make sense because price doesn't move like that. Whenever price is trending or wants to move in that direction, it doesn't move like that. It will just keep moving in that direction. So this could be a little bit of a fake out situation here. Maybe it's whip. It's like, remember what we said when we first jumped onto stream, like how big this range is here, that a lot of people are looking to catch this breakout. So it's a pretty good option for a whip. For the market to give some traders here a whip. So I got like 30 seconds here. I'm waiting for candlestick to close. And we got the new hourly open in the next 10 minutes. So it also could be a case, you know, we're going to have to wait and see what happens anyway. But it also could be a case that the hourly is just too overextended. And it's waiting for the next hourly to continue moving up if it wants to move up. All right, nice. Candlestick is closed. All right, we're going to ride this fake out, guys. I'm going to ride this fake out. If we can break below support. See if I can get a break. We'll be breaking below the 8 SMA over there as well. Target 42, 43. Let's see if I can get triggered in. Need to get through that SMA. We're giving it a kiss of death here in the 5 minute. Come on, dump it. Bogdanov, please dump it now. I'm ready. I'm ready for the sell by 33.31. Thank you, thank you. Three minutes. I think the hourly is gonna be flipping here as well. What? You're in? You already took a sell? Can we get a break? The hardest part is getting in, chat. Like, this part right here is the hardest part. It's the most stressful part. After this, it's smooth sailing. Alright, I think this is gonna trigger me in. This is probably gonna trigger me in. What are we waiting for, Goldie? Ready? See, I need to see a strong break. You see how it's hovering there? I don't like that hover. I need to see a stronger break. I think it's coming in now. All right, I got in. Nice. Awesome. Hard part is done. Now you gotta put your hands like this and do the chill moves. Now this is chill time. Chill time. Now we gotta wait and see if the if what's gonna happen here. So that's done for me. That's it. Hardest part is finished. So, you know, that was the idea for the trade. You know, don't take it if you don't think it's a good idea. You know, do your own analysis. It's for educational purposes only. So for me, it just makes a lot more sense here that price is going to come down. So I took the trade. It wouldn't make sense to have two fake outs, you know. It would make sense because we've already had one fake out here. So why would price do another fake out down here? I mean, that would be like a no-win situation for anybody. So I think we're trading in line with at least the first fake out over here to show us the direction that it wants to potentially head towards. See, because the market's just moving sideways, guys. There's no direction here. It's just moving sideways, as you saw before, that we've been talking about. Potential liquidity grab here on the H1 that we called out from the start of the stream. And then, you know, we got our entries over here. We got the signal. It did do what we expected it to do. It rebroke the lows, because it wouldn't re-break the lows if it didn't want to move down, correct? So it's just we're back in the gulag here. And, you know, the thing is, sometimes people just try and sell the highs and buy the lows. but sometimes I get these stronger pushes. So it could also been a situation like this, stronger push, but it's still going to be coming down towards retesting these lows. But some people just take like buys like very quickly, and then sometimes they get like taken out quickly, and then, you know, price still comes down. Just gotta get through those SMAs. You know, we got the 50 SMA over there. Just tapping into the 50. Let's see 15. 15 looks good. We got space. We got a 30. It's giving us a bit of a hard time there, the 30. But you can better see the liquidity grab here on the 30 as well. So notice how it broke above here. And then it's coming back down under. It's coming back down under, mate. Took half out here. Oh, you took half out? How much did it push? About like 18.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah, hardest part is done, boys. Hardest part is done. Boys and girls. That SMAs, those pesky SMAs. Sometimes they work with you beautifully, and sometimes they give your trades a harder time. Very pesky SMAs those are. We're about to get the new hourly open as well in the next few minutes. Wow, look at these hourly candlesticks. Look at the hourly candle here. It looks nasty. It's like a doji. Looks like liquidity grab on both sides. Both buyers and sellers. Holy. This is where we're at, guys. We're trading the trenches here. Got an hourly SMA as well. The hourly SMA is kind of still supporting it there. Hourly, the 30-minute. Anyone got word on that ceasefire? Asia. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on here. Asia market stabilized. Dollar drops following Middle East truce. Dollar drops following Middle East truce. If you ask me, I'm still kind of more bearish on gold just because of the truce and the ceasefire. So I do feel a bit more comfortable with shorts than I would on a buy position. Come on, dump it. We gotta probably get a push here with the next hourly open. Bogdanov, I am in. Please dump it already. I am in. The lemmings want a profit now. Okay, thank you. Alright guys, I'm not being cocky. I'm not being cocky. Anything can happen in the market. I could still lose this trade. Hi, I see we have the same trades. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think it made sense. You know, structurally speaking, it made sense for a sell. Oh, remember we read yesterday central banks buying gold for the next 2 years? That's true. That's true. They're always going to buy gold. You know, gold is always going to be bought by the central banks. We just got a new hourly candlestick open. That's why it's not one to bleed yet. So this could be like potential hourly highs before creating hourly lows. That's the thing. Got these hourly opens, you know. Hourly opens sometimes can be, you know, it can really give you a dosage of reality hourly opens, because you know we still have that hourly. Look at the hourly SMA. It's still holding right now. We're basically trading inside a range. This market condition, it's not the easiest market condition to trade, but we did get our confirmations on the LTF. But you can see on the hourly over here, we're kind of like compressed, you know. Also got like kind of like a bit of support, dynamic support regions over there as well. You took full profits here. I'm gonna wait for it. See if this is an hourly high that's been formed before hourly lows. No. That kiss of death still holding. Yeah, you see that the mouth is like this. So we've caught it. We're basically caught in chop. We're basically sailors out here going into choppy waters. We're experienced sailors, you know. We're those guys who, when there's a storm, we're still out there. It's just now you just gotta maneuver the choppy waters. Most people are gonna be not really looking to find such an environment really nice to trade. Good thing those are the hourly highs. So, you know, price to move down now would be good because hourly open created hourly highs and it's just taken out the previous 5-minute candlestick lows. So technically speaking, this is a good time for the hourly to move down now because there's a wick fill situation there on the left-hand side that we see as clean candlestick bodies. You're thinking BE when it does the bullish candle lows. Is that a good idea? Bullish candle lows? I'm not sure. I'm thinking BE as long as we can fill up some of this range. Maybe down by 33.29, you know? Yes, sir. Gotta get through that SMA, man. That SMA is still giving us a bit of a hard time. You can see candlestick has closed slightly above it. My broker doesn't have a bottom wick. Now has it not yet? My broker still doesn't have a bottom wick. I think it's still reflip. you know, the thing is, we've already had another liquidity grab. So think about it this way. We've had one liquidity grab here. And you see this candlestick? It took out the previous candlestick highs. So look at that. It's just the same liquidity grab sort of pattern that we typically see before price picks a certain direction, which we're expecting to be bearish in this case. So I really don't think like price would be behaving like this if it didn't want to move down, like taking out these highs like this. So far so good still, you know, like 5 minutes are still closing in a bearish direction. Got 3 minutes 30 seconds for this candle here to close. Come on, Goldie, you're already midway. We're halfway through the range. Let's just finish this. You're already halfway through this range. Just come on down. Come on down. We know Powell is speaking today, so why rush? Why are we rushing, gold? Where are we heading to, gold? Powell is speaking today. 2 hours into the New York session. Where do you want to go? Just stay here, accumulate some orders for a bit, and then have your distribution. I'm from the future, bro. TP is already hit. Thank you. Too much money. Come on, let's get that wick fill, Goldie. Stop playing with me. Gold has had a substantial move down the first day of Fed Powell testimony. His second day is today, and I'm reading gold may retest support by 3,300. Yeah, it could be. We could come down. Retest support. I'm thinking retest support here now.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah, let's psych up the market, Spartans. Come on, sellers. The thing about selling, it's easier to sell than it is to buy. Come on, sellers. I know that 8 SMA there is giving us a hard time. No, that's a 50. That's a 50 SMA. Come on, dump it. All right, here comes the move. Come on now. Just a little bit more, gold. You can do it, buddy. You can do it. Oh, come on, Goldie. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, it hit the mark. Oh, that was way too quick. That was way too quick. It hit it exactly there, but that's way too quick. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna reverse here. It hit the profit taking, but that was way too quick. That was not even a second. That was not even a second, gold. There's no way I could have I could have secured something here. Stop loss to break even though. It's a risk-free trade. TP1 technically already hit. TP1 technically already hit. But I could not close that fast. So I'm waiting. You guys see that? That was literally a second. Better go down, gold. Better go down, Goldie. Go down. Pointing my gun at the market right now, my phone. Get your ass down there, Goldie. Get your ass down there, Goldie. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. You're so close. All right, guys. Securing profits over here. Awesome. That's what I wanted to get. Amazing stuff, guys. Well done. Let's freaking go. That's the move. You know, because the first time it went down, I didn't see my monetary gains. It just flirted with what I was looking to close. But this time it went down, I could see it a bit more. So at least now I was sure I was closing what I wanted. Nice, guys. You know, secure something. If you're thinking about holding a runner, you know, secure like 80% and let the rest run. That's what I would say you got to do there. If you still want to hold a runner, secure some profits. Or at least manage your risk, you know, do something at this point. Bomba clot.
Bomba clot.
Definitely tapping into 65 now. Nice. Trade had very minimal drawdown actually. But you see how it's struggling here, guys? Because, you know, we're trading within a range. Like, price is moving sideways. So, you know, it's still overall like a little sketchy area here to be actually trading in. Very sketchy, especially if you're looking at these higher time frames, man. Look at the way higher time frame here is looking. Look at this. So what I'm trying to avoid is being caught in any sort of unnecessary chop. But right now, market conditions are pretty nice. You know, we're literally trading what the market is telling us. Sells at resistance, buys at support. So playing out pretty nicely. So that's why I said, like, the market was going to be thinking about these guys here. Remember those consolidation breakout entries we spoke about? It doesn't always want to keep those guys in. You know, you're not always going to get like a trade completely going your direction. So we're balancing the market universe here by at least taking these guys out, which I think potentially they've already been taken out. Some people scale. They'll be scaling, and, you know, we're coming pretty close to their entries there as well. So it's all about balance. So, you know, at the end of the day, the market is not your friend. It's not your friend. You always have to think like somehow cynical about the market like this. Let me take a sheet. I'm stress free now. Nice. Yeah, you can go take a sheet, but put your stops break even. Hi Vic, can I ask why you don't wait for a candlestick to close? It's because if I wait for a candlestick to close, I'm going to miss the trade. If you look at the way this candle here closed, it broke below support and it already pushed down like mid of the range. So if I waited for it to close, then you know, I can end up missing moves. So this is an impulsive entry. This is what this is. It's an impulsive entry. Oh!
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Why are you running, gold? Already secured? Nice. Yeah, the range is done, you know. The thing is, we don't know if price is going to break this area over here. You know, if you think it's going to break, maybe it just breaks. But we don't know if it's going to break because that's a support. Now it's filling the range beautifully down here towards support. 33.30. Can we see 33.27? Come on, go. 33.27. Going once. No 37. 27. Very well done, everybody. Because, you know, there's only a certain amount of ways you could make money in such an area like this. So either you're going to get the buys or you're going to get the sells. So definitely on the right side of the market here to make a profit. Come on, 33.27. It's filled up like 99.5% of the range. That's a way to deal with low volume ranges. Yes. I think the market got fleeced the way it's moving so fast. And that's the worst, you know, when it moves like that quickly at profit-taking areas, it's literally impossible. What's the reason I'm putting your mouse cursor on the X button? We just want to know the psychology behind. Oh, nice. We got 33.27 over here hit. Now let's see if you're gonna get those sells, tall trader. You say you're looking for sells here early on, so now we're gonna see what happens. Oh, this could be a bomber clot. This could be a lucky bomber clot. Because you know sometimes the market's just gonna move. You don't know it's gonna be the bomber clot, and it becomes a bomber clot. In the most random trades becomes the bomber clot. Wow, nice, awesome, amazing. Yeah, this month was really difficult to start. Now it's been really nice. Mainly difficult for the consolidation plays, I would say, more than anything else. That's what I was finding the hardest. Nice. No, I said 27.5. Buyers make money me, sellers make money Vic. Pigs get slaughtered and roasted. That's true. Man, like, I don't know. You know, this to me is, it's a very straightforward market. Anyone who was not overcomplicating their trading surely could have had a better chance to catch a move. It's just the moment you go on the higher time frames, that's when you're like, man, I don't even want to trade this zone. Basically caught this push. Actually, the 30-minute looks quite decent. But yeah, it's consolidating nonetheless. Beautiful fake out liquidity grab confluences. You know, for me, I always think about it this way. If the market is going to move in one direction, why make it the most complicated analysis for such a simple thing that the market is going to do? You know, eventually it's going to move. It's either going to move bullish or it's either going to move bearish. No matter how many lines that you draw and how much due diligence that you do, it's still going to pick a certain direction, and it's going to be probability of a winning or a losing trade. You know, so if you can keep the analysis simple to start with, that's going to be more sustainable, at least in my opinion. Very nice. We only have like what, 2 lines. We got a support, we got a resistance. That's it. Only other thing left was the entry, stop loss, a little Fibonacci tool here for fun. Well, not for fun, but to help us gauge the range, basically. Full close for you? Nice. Very nice. Yeah, if you got a full close over here, I think, you know, that's pretty good. That's like about a 52 pip drop. I mean, these market conditions really nice for like challenges when you get a bunch of pips like this. So you see like about 52 pips. But again, look at the way the SMAs were behaving here. We got SMA crossover, which is usually a good sign. Good sign for bearish momentum. But notice the way the SMAs initially was struggling. We got 1, 2, 3, a few rejections over here. Until they decided, because at the end of the day, price action is king. Price is king. So we got a few rejections and then completely dumped. There's not more to it, guys. There's nothing more to it because we don't know if price can move beyond this point. No idea. So sorry for you risk to reward people out there who are looking for like a 1 to 5 or something like that. We just don't know, man. We trade structure. We trade structure. So you always got to look and see where the structure is telling you that you need to at least secure or manage your trade. And if it runs, it runs. You know, it creates an opportunity for you. That's just an opportunity that the market has given you now to have your 1 to I guess if you took this trade like a 1 to 2, a 1 to 2 if it pushes beyond these areas at least. That's just an opportunity. A luxury, especially with such a big stop loss like this. That's a luxury. You know, when you have a tighter stop loss, that's a different story. Because you see here, this was an accumulation breakout here with a tighter stop loss. Easily you can get like a 1 to 4, 1 to 5. This pushed up about a 1 to 5 RR easily, you know. But tighter stops. So also on the 1 minute, it looked really clean. So the same on the 1 minute, we had that beautiful structure. Looks like we got a break and a retest here on the 1 minute for price to have come down towards support over here. So you see, now we fulfill that. We fulfill that range. Then this is basically the magnet. You know, from when we started breaking, this was the magnet. This is the area price was targeting. So it's fulfilled that range. Now we can expect like maybe like some kind of pullbacks. Since we've already had price move from a point A down towards a point B section over here. So you can expect like a pullback potentially. We don't have any clean ranges below. You know, that's the issue. Unless now you're looking at this and saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to look at the 1 hour because I think the 1 hour can keep running. You know, if you're looking at it from this perspective, you're going to say, okay, you know, I've taken this trade here on the 5 minute, but I think the 1 hour, if it breaks below these areas, that, you know, 1 hour can come down towards like 33.20. And you got a freaking amazing entry. Look at this. Basically the wicks. So if you got a trade over here and analysis based on the hourly, basically amazing entry. This should never be a losing trade. Because the way the volume is coming in right now, it looks like it wants to... It would be pushing within that region. Right? So if we start pushing down, I truly believe that's probably an hourly play. 4 hour, you can say, okay, you know what? You know, the 4 hour here, it's created a top wick. It's done a little bit of liquidity grab. That now you can think that maybe the 4 hour can continue to move down. And also, you know, your entries again, it's a 4 hour flip. So why would you take additional drawdown on a 4 hour flip? It doesn't get any better than this unless you caught the top of the wick. 4 hour flip, hourly resistance, expecting HTF to keep running. That would basically be how you would look at this. But from anything from the lower time frames, we definitely have support areas over here. We definitely have like some speed bumps. But all this accumulation chat, man, this thing can really move. It can really move. Because with this much accumulation, the distribution when it comes in, it's gonna be nice. Oh, you're still in? Yeah, you know, just secure something, manage your trade. Do what you gotta do. Make sure you guys leave a like on the channel, man. I would appreciate it. I don't typically ask for likes, but I feel like right now with the way the algo is behaving on YouTube, that I need to at least get some more likes on my videos. So make sure you guys smash the like button so you can actually like push the algo a bit. Let's just get out of the gulag, guys. I'm not gonna ask for, I never ask for likes, you know. I give two shits about likes, but let's just get out of the gulag. Let's just get out of the gulag first. Still in a bit of a gulag situation. RR causes issues for you. Profit is profit in my opinion when I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at this. If I was like, I want a 1-1 RR. Look at what would have happened. I would have been literally, look at how close this is. This is literally 1.5, 1.6 pips towards hitting that 1-to-1. You know, it's like, why get that additional stress? You know, I already know my stops are big. My stops are already big. You know, and that's quite a big move for such a stop like this for an intraday trader like me. It's a big move. And maybe you gotta focus more on RR if you have a tighter stop. You know, if you got maybe a 10 pip stop loss, 15, 16 pip stop loss, then you can be like, okay, you know what? I want this to hit this. Then I guess that would make more sense. But this is a big move. The market's already moved over here. It's already moved over here about like 50, 53 pips. That's quite a lot. That's a big move. You know, and who's to say like that was the only entry? Maybe some people find like entries all the way up over here. Then it could be like an 80 pip move. Monthly can still flip like yesterday. Monthly still doesn't have that bottom wick. Imagine we got about like 5 more days here. Monthly still doesn't have the bottom wick. And we got some rejections. We got 1, 2, 3 rejections here on the monthly. No bottom wick. This thing could easily flip. You know, what if it just starts flipping any day now that you get stuck into a sell? It's going to be chasing those monthly lows. It's at the bottom of the range again, guys. So remember what's happening here. You're getting buyers at the lows and you're getting sellers at the highs. So you see, look at this. Look at how simple this is. Look, you don't need any scientific methods to see what price is doing right now, which is it's moving sideways. As I always say, the best indicator, chat, the best indicator is the EYES. No emotions, just candlesticks. People focus on RR because they want to risk small to gain big. Yes. It makes sense if you want to risk small to make big. That's true. That is true. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. But, you know, you got other people like, people really look up to like Q Banks, for example. Isn't there that video where he made like hundreds of thousands of dollars? I can't remember how much, $500,000 or some shit like that. But he was not catching a big RR. Like, I think it was negative RR or like maybe a 1-to-1 on that video. Is like, but he still made a ton of money, you know. So, you know, it just depends on where you currently are at in your journey and how big your account size is. You know, someone like Q Banks doesn't need that. Why does he need that? For who? Has nobody to impress, man. This guy can do a 0.5 and make $100,000. Who do you need to impress with a risk to reward when you're making $100,000 on a negative RR? Like, who gives a shit? You know, just trade, do your thing. You know, you're not out here to compete with people. You're not out here to be correct. At the end of the day, you're out here to make money. You know, you're out here to make money. That's it. You're either gonna have a profitable day, or you're gonna have a losing day, or maybe like, you know, a break-even day. Those are the only 3 outcomes that you're gonna have. But, you know, if you have the longer picture in mind, you gotta see like, okay, so if I'm gonna do this, I need to make sure that my risk is controlled. You know, and you gotta look at how can you control this aspect of it, of just the times that you do lose, that you can make it make sense. Vic, how would you approach a funding challenge if you were in drawdown? What would be your risk? I would initially just be doing it to like get it done one and done, get a really good position on, and try catch like runners so I can pass the phases quickly. And if I can't do it on the first try and I take too much drawdown, then, you know, there's always a second go. I can always try again later. So I think that's what I would do. I would just say, okay, you know, it didn't work this time. Maybe I ran into a cluster of bad trades based off of my data. Then I'll say, okay, you know what? Let me just try again. But I think for June would have been hard for a funding challenge for me, because like June was quite bumpy, not like the other months. You know, the other months we kind of open up a little bit more. So then I can like see how that goes. See how the other months open up. So if you just run into like some really bad luck, you gotta try again. I mean, you gotta pick your battles as well. You gotta see like the market environment, and maybe just pick the only clean trades. Maybe you could get away with that, like only with the clean trades. Even in a month like June, you would just be trading less. Take loss, stop profit. 2 trades a day keeps 9 to 5 away. When November came, I know wish it was yesterday. Yesterday, we were on our way. Chat, can someone explain to me how YouTube works? I don't understand this. I don't understand how sometimes we have like, you can reach like at 700 people on a stream. You can have a winning trade on that stream. And then it's like 50% of them just disappear. You know, you never have like a back-to-back day where you get like 700 views, for example, if you don't typically hit 700 views. It's kind of strange. Man, I remember one time on stream, we had like 2,000 people watching. 2,000 people, and we took these gold long positions off a consolidation breakout, and it was a W trade. And the chat was going wild. But then the next day we had like 500 people. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Because at least if you see a winning stream and it's a good stream, you'd come back and check it out at least one more time. Yeah, YouTube's kind of weird. I think this algorithm is really messed up. What I've realized is people watch things more that the algorithm gives them than maybe what they truly want to watch. Or you know, like people find it easier to just watch whatever is on the menu for the day. It's kind of sad as well, you know? It's like, where's the control? It's very difficult. You have to be very cynical about the stuff that YouTube is showing you. But I guess that only comes with what you're feeding the algo as well. Lol, the guys took their profits and dipped. Yeah, we got some guys take profits and dipped. Some guys just came to like see what happens. See what happens here today. Stream hopping, Vic. These are so many. So every time one gets a losing trade, they move on to the next one. It's like, it's literally a job, right? I think what it is, I think it's a job for some people. Like they're gonna have every day their streamers and they're gonna open all the tabs. And they're gonna know like the routines for each one. Like, oh, this guy just takes maybe one trade. And this guy does this and this guy does this. So they try and like get those, and then they consider them like a free signal. I think that's what the mentality is. They consider a free signal. But anyway, at the end of the day, you know, you can't jumble up strategies. Every strategy is going to have a cluster of winning and good trades. So if you keep doing that, you're just going to end up at square one. That's like strategy hopping, mentor hopping. These mentor hoppers just end up at square one. Can you explain tax for a trader? How do you limit your tax payouts? You gotta talk to your tax guy about that. And, I mean, you know, it's different. It's different. Like every country is different. Everybody's situation is also different. I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen here. Like whether price is actually gonna smash through 33.26 or it pulls it back up. Guys, write in the chat where you're from. Let's see where you guys from. You see we got SA here. Got SA in the chat. Some guys flipped their accounts and they were like, nah, I'm done here. Yeah, some guys also don't have discipline, you know. Like it's hard for people to be looking at charts and not take anything. Australia, USA, Uganda. Oh, nice. Finland. Kenya in the house. We got London, Bahrain, Portugal. When Speed speaks Portuguese, it sounds so funny. I can't tell like if I can actually speak that language. I'm from Austria. Oh, nice. I've been to Austria. I've been to Austria for skiing before. It's really nice. But my snowboarding, I was snowboarding. I prefer snowboarding than skiing. I actually don't know how to ski. But my ex-girlfriend is actually there right now. She's in Vienna. She's working there. We have a GAP from June 2nd. What you think maybe yesterday too close. In your country, capital gains tax is like 40%, basically forcing you to start a business to avoid madness. Yes. I think if price breaks above like 33.30, we might see that stronger push upwards. How do you think the ceasefire has affected gold? It's made gold move downwards. But let's see what the fundamentals here for the day were saying. Gold edges higher. Let's see. The preliminary U.S. intelligence assessment indicated that the recent U.S. strike on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities have only temporarily delayed Tehran's nuclear program, fueling concerns of renewed regional tensions. The USA brokered truce also appears fragile, with both sides accused of launching attacks shortly after it took effect. So ridiculous. On the monetary policy front, Federal Reserve Chair Powell signaled that interest rates will likely remain unchanged. Surprise, surprise, until the impact of new tariffs become clearer, but he did not rule out a potential rate cut in July during his testimony before Congress. In July, I reckon more end of the month, end of the year still. I still think July is still so soon. We still have the tensions in the Middle East, like it's still very uncertain. His remarks contrast with the recent comments from other Fed officials, some of whom have expressed support for easing policy amid signs of weakening labor market and slowing inflation. How much was Jerome Powell's net worth again? Let's see, Jerome Powell net worth. 10 million, I'm guessing. But oh, come on, between 4.7 to 55. That's such a massive range. Currently Jerome Powell makes $203,500. Congress sets his salaries. Fed board. Okay, in 2019, the chair's annual salary, 203,000. Let's see. This is a Britannica. Net worth between 19.7 million and 55 million. Wow, Jerome Rome. Insider trading. Jerome is such a gangster though. Look at him. Mean mugging. Jerome Powell. Let's see. Oh man, look at Jerome Powell when he was younger. Is he one of those dudes who will just get white hair? They get white hair very early on. That just becomes their image. Bro, imagine your uncle here is Jerome Powell. These kids were traders. Like, hey, Unc, what's happening for the rate cuts next time? You know, if you get a small account size, no one will be the wiser. You know, if you, let's say you somehow took a sell on gold when they're gonna be rate hikes on the dollar, and you make like 20 grand, 30 grand, you know, something small like this, can't really be called for insider trading. It's not big enough of a position. Nice little gift here. Gift to these kids. Just tell them the direction of the market. Does Powell know where the market goes? Well, you can't know 100% where the market's gonna go. It still does carry on like some risk, you know. But definitely with rate cuts or interest rate hikes, you can get a pretty solid direction. It's a pretty nice probability because it only makes sense. Like economically speaking, it only makes sense. But there's always a risk involved, you know. I don't think 100% exists anywhere. Sir, may I ask why you don't trade via Profirms or... no, I don't trade Profirms. It's just a tool, you know. Profirm is just a tool that can give you an opportunity to trade a bigger account, that's all. Forex trading for tax purposes is treated as income. There's no capital gains on Forex profits. But once you get over about 180 to 200k profits, the tax income will be around 40%. That's nice. At least, yeah, it gives you time to get to a higher level. That's the last comment in Australia. Not sure about other countries. Yeah, it does. That would be much nicer. It wouldn't make sense to tax people when they're not even making that much money. And you know, it's still like you can make it today, you can lose it tomorrow. So currently in France, but moving back to Portugal. What's your favorite thing about France? I heard them the McDonald's there is the nicest McDonald's. This level still hasn't been broken. I think if price was to break above these highs, like a solid break, you're gonna see a bit more of a bigger push up towards like 33.31 there. France, the only good thing is the baguette. Isn't that why the bread is so good in Germany? I might be wrong though. But when the French were there, that's why the bread was really nice. They got really nice bread because the French were there during the war times. Like there's this one place called Tübingen. I think Tübingen is one of the places which has won this bread competition. But it was also one of the places the French were at during war times. So yeah, I could imagine French bread, baguettes. Also heard like France is built on top of a sewer. Like a whole city is built on top of like, you know, underneath is like a whole sewage system that it doesn't actually smell very nice there. Like in Paris. That's what my friend told me. My friend traveled to Paris and he was like, yeah, you know, it doesn't actually smell so good. It's kind of a bit weird, but I don't know if that's true. Food here is pretty mid. Pastry is good, but overall quality of life, Portugal gives 10-0 on France. You're gonna take another sell? There's no sell opportunity. You have a support over here. You got a support here. There's no sell opportunity. The only thing is like maybe a potential buy. If price breaks above these highs, then you know you could probably get away with a buy. A lot of crime in France. Explains the movie Under Paris. Yes. Yeah, there's something about that because historically they never had like these places never had like very proper sewage systems, so they would just be like either a river, they would throw in a river. London, I think London was the worst. London was the worst. You know that river? I'm not sure what it's called. That little what is it, like a lake or something? That one that goes underneath that big bridge. Apparently like that's where people used to dump all their waste, like in just water places, and London back in the day smelled like complete garbage. Like complete garbage. And the people's jobs to throw that stuff away, they get paid the most. Because it was the worst job you could ever have back in those days, the Middle Ages. And they would also not only get paid the most, but they would also be not allowed in town. Because they stunk so bad, they would not be allowed to actually go into town. And obviously you got like flying toilets. Like if you go to the castles, you probably still see the flying toilets. Well, I guess for the kings it was much nicer because they just shat in a hole. They shat in a hole which just went to the ground. Whereas like people at a certain time would have to throw it out the window. Man, nasty. Guys, like just think that you were born in this time and not that time. That time was crazy. I don't even know how humans survived during that time. That time was insane. And you know, in London they used to drink because they didn't get like filtered water, so it would be safer for them to drink like obviously like ale, beer, like some kind of beer, but it's low percentage in alcohol. But that was much more safer for you guys. You're gonna have like 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds already drinking beer because it's cleaner than water. A lower percentage of alcohol though. It was rough. It was super rough. Don't get me started on the torture methods. In America, we had outhouses. Yeah, life expectancy back then was like what, 30, 35? Something like that. Life expectancy was merely half of it back then. Do you speak any African languages? Yeah, I speak Swahili. I speak Swahili, Russian, English. I know a bit of German. I did A1 German. Yeah, I learned French in school, but none of it actually stuck with me. Yeah, but what happened with Macron the other day was so funny. How his wife slapped him on the face. You ready to blow through support? Yes. I've been waiting. I wonder why market is still consolidating. Like, we still haven't had a movement, but you can sense the weakness. This time round, we've tapped into support, but we're not moving straight up. It's starting to like kind of flop. It's kind of floppy now. It can only give, the market can only give these people a certain amount of buys. These are such easy buys. You know, but eventually we're going to have like stronger pushes through these levels. Yeah, forgetting Wakandan. I'll speak a bit of Wakanda.
We don't do that here.
Wakanda. But yeah, I feel like I want to learn another language though. And I'm debating what language that is, but for some reason I'm thinking between French. I think French is really nice. And you get a lot of people who speak French. I would really want to learn like how to speak a bit more fluent French. Mandarin. Yeah, Mandarin would be nice in terms of doing business with people. But I feel like with French, you tend to find a lot more French speaking. You know, like when you're on holiday or you're traveling around, you're always going to find these French speaking people. Because like in uni, my roommate he spoke French, and literally like the amount of French people he used to meet was crazy. Like it's one of the most common languages spoken. Got that Duolingo app, but I'm not consistent. Oh, your mom is French. I speak French. Man, you have like all the nice languages. How you speak French, Spanish, Italian? Crazy, sir. You got all the nice languages, man. Yeah, these are like definitely my top three in terms of sound. French, Spanish, Italian. Crazy. Lucky guy. You need Mandarin, Russian, English, German, Spanish, and Italian to get around. Yeah, also Spanish, man. Spanish, you can travel a lot of countries if you know how to speak Spanish. Italian to get you around the world decent. Yes. There's this one guy I watch on YouTube. I don't know if you guys might know who he is, but his name's Kurt Kaz. And he's from South Africa, but he speaks like fluent Spanish. And this guy gets to like, he travels so many places, you know. It gives you like access to so many countries and women. American girl love when you speak French. I can imagine. Oh, yeah, the ladies man. Nice. We got someone here who knows Kurt Kaz. Yeah, Kurt's a VIP guy. Kurt Kaz. He's German, actually. He's South African. Sorry, I didn't mention that. He's German, but he's South African. It's kind of confusing. People ask him where you're from. Sometimes it says from South Africa, or sometimes it says from Germany. But I think he was born in Germany, but he lived most of his life in South Africa, in Cape Town areas. W vlogger. Like when it comes to watching vlogs, that's literally the only vlog guy that I watch, Kurt Kaz, whenever I can. Because, you know, you got to learn something, you learn a little something, and yeah, it's pretty nice. Nowadays, it's like a trend of YouTubers traveling as many countries. That's true, and you're going to see that they usually even sometimes travel to the same countries, you know, because maybe today Mauritius looks good, like travel to the Seychelles, and that becomes like a trend, and then everybody's in the Seychelles. And they just kind of follow each other around like this. Go to Thailand. Been doing Duolingo for 587 days now, non-stop learning Swedish. Very nice. You're gonna know when you start dreaming in Swedish that you're really starting to lock into the language. That's what I heard. Once you start dreaming in the language, then you're really locking in. It's the same way as trading, you know. Like when you start locking in trading, sometimes you're gonna have these dreams. At least you're gonna have a moment in your whole trading journey where you're gonna have like a certain time that you've locked in so heavily that you're gonna start dreaming something to do with trading. At least once. Watch the Roberto, the frozen Fruiten Fratten. Fruiten Fratten. Now we're just waiting, guys. We're gonna wait and see if price can actually break beyond 33.26 here. It looks like it's giving way, this support. What do you all think about the price action today? I don't know. It's kind of... It's not bad. It's ranging. A lot of people maybe complain about this range, but it's decent. Like there's some sort of volume that's coming from them. Hey, Smidgy. Hi, Tetra. How are you? Doing pretty good. I'm waiting to see that Auli, if the Auli is going to keep pushing down below support over here. Because for me, it's always been looking kind of bearish, you know? Especially when the candles were turning bearish. It's always been looking kind of bearish as I was breaking above these highs. And this just looks like an overall liquidity. I think it's still in a sell. You know, the thing is, like, Auli is about to close here in the next 30 seconds. And we're still in this sort of like selling a direction. It seems slow to us on the lower time frames, but it's because the higher time frames are just taking longer for candlesticks to move. Like, obviously, sometimes candles here, the next one can open and only start moving in the last, let's say, 20 minutes. So it can start moving down. But yeah, we're just about to get a new Auli open here, guys. So watch out. These Auli opens sometimes can be quite pesky. If you're in any positions, that is. Do you think gold's still bearish in NY session? Maybe. Who knows? Okay, now price has gone here. 33.26. 33.26 has been broken below. 33.26 has been broken below. Awesome. Can it bleed? There it goes. Yeah, I think with the new Auli here, it should have a chance to move. To finally break away from this zone. Yeah. Bro, I think that all the time, so up and down, yes. But you see, if you're going to pick a direction out of this whole structure, if you're going to be ultimately a buyer or a seller, for me, the sell still ultimately looked better for the longer term direction. Especially because of, you know, what's been happening. So market's been moving down. Like yesterday, we moved down quite heavily too. We pushed down yesterday about 730 pips. This daily candle has not done much, guys. It's only up 0.10%. We literally have not gotten a daily direction. There's literally no direction. 0.10% only. But it's nice to see how those Asia highs were swept. You got the sweep of the Asia highs over here. Something a lot of people look for is sweep of Asia highs or lows. My algo brings me here quite often, man. Oh, thank God, man. Thank God. Something is working. Looks like the indicators were spot on. But as far as entry confirmations go, I've only gotten one entry confirmation, which is this one right here. This sell. That's it. I haven't gotten any other entries. So I'm just looking at price here. I'm just like pivot trading. I thought if we could break above these highs, you know, we could move up. But you see, price didn't break those highs. That's why it's really important to wait for price to break those highs. Because what you could have seen here is price only broke 0.4 pips. You know, 0.4 pips is not worth it. There's no commitment of 100% with 0.4 pips. And boom, Woods reclaims the crown. Dun, dun. Let's see. Two in one. Normally I don't do this, but look for good tricky to manage, but very happy I was able to do it. Fake out liquidity grab. Oh yeah, that's a pretty obvious one here now that it pulled up. Yeah, I mean that liquidity grab there was a giveaway. Even if you got like a buy here and maybe put the stop within the range, you could just be banking on that liquidity grab that, yeah, price was to move up. Nice little filling up of a range. Clean traffic on the 1 minute looks really good. So consolidation, manipulation, and distribution. That's what we had happen over here. So man, those liquidity grabs are super nice to see. Just basically the same thing that happened up here. And this is now on Ricardo's trade happening down over here. And then price moved up for him. Pretty awesome. 100. Took partials, move SL to break even. Nice. Kiss of death as well. Notice this. Beautiful kiss of death on that as price was now starting to push up again. Oh, look at gold. Gold is finally dumping here. Dump it. I told you Bogdanov. I called Bogdanov early on. Oh, look at this. I called Bogdanov, guys. Remember? I told him, Bogdanov, only if I spoke French, I would have spoken French with you. He's actually French. Nice. Sell over here. Will it play out? I don't know. Let's see. Godspeed. M and Q. My BTC trade took partials, reduced SL by about 90%. And then the BE to be eventually. Wow, very nice. 90%. That's an excellent risk management. And then the trade continued moving up. Awesome. Thanks. You got 21 bucks here. Nice. Yeah, gold is still dumping. Finally. You remember what we said? Like this accumulation is a distribution now. So we're expecting a big move. And now looking at the hourly's finally starting to get away from that zone. Wow, this is crazy. This would have been such a bomber clot trade. If you just held this trade, holy. Holy. And it only looks good because of the hourly and the 4 hour. The hourly and the 4 hour look pretty good to come down. Because the 4 hour has clean range. Look at this. 4 hour, clean traffic here. On the hourly has some space there to move down towards support at least. 33.21. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Guys, we traded the trenches and we survived here today. So I think... Ruben sells. Got a tighter stop than me. Beautiful. We had 0 drawdown. Like very little on this trade though. Yesterday's trade had 0 drawdown. So much to that. If even I want to go short finally. Yeah, I should ring some bells. What can you say about GJ? Let's see. GJ, it was moving up. It was moving up. It's still moving up. Let's see it from the daily. So GJ on the daily here. Oh, I sense a GJ recovery coming. Because you know the problem with GJ is ever since we broke into this range over here, the price action has not been the greatest. So the way I'm looking at it now is like I'm thinking that maybe GJ can start breaking above this area and we can go back to having normal price action on GJ. Stuff that we used to see like in the previous years. You know, very nice price action, trending volume. Once we start breaking above like 200 psychological mark here, the pound can recover. And that's what I'm just going to be waiting for. It's a massive consolidation. It's basically what's happening on gold right now on a massive scale. So you see, this is basically, you see gold, this is GJ here on a much bigger scale. So if we start breaking above 200, then I want it to skyrocket. And you can sense as well, like the volume is coming back onto GJ. Like it's starting to flow a little bit better. All year it's been complete garbage, but now it's flowing a little bit better. So I would say if you're intraday trading pound yen, you know, maybe you can get some sells below here. That's like a 22 pip range. And you're going to see how price comes towards that level because this could become like a fake out, break below structure, and then for price to continue moving down. And like fill up this range. Basically, you got some buys over here. If you're trading the swing entry model, you could have already gotten some buys right here. That was already an entry confirmation. You could have gotten some amazing gold. I mean, GJ buy positions already. So now it's like it's at a, you see this previous resistance. Notice how it's kind of struggling there. So if it starts to break down below, that's where you're thinking that maybe price can continue to push down a little bit more here. Because technically we should respect this area. If price is to move bullish, we shouldn't be re-breaking below this zone. Correct? So yeah, I think that's a GJ analysis. I don't see any buys because, you know, right now we're already at the highs. Price is already overextended. So if you want to get a buy and you don't want to get these sells, then wait for price to first come down, obviously, and then maybe you can have a situation like this again. Got a nice little SMA closing below that SMA over there. You're going to probably have like a kiss of death here on this 8 SMA. That's going to look nice. As I mentioned earlier, the experts are expecting a push back to 4-hour support at 3,300. Oh yeah, you did mention 3,300. You said 3,300 by the 4-hour support. That's what I'm thinking as well. I'm thinking 4-hour because the only thing, as we mentioned, is hourly and 4-hour look good to come down. So for the 1 hour, there's already a support here, but the 4-hour has clean range down towards that level. 3,300 psychological mark. I know people like the rounded numbers, and then it's lining up beautifully with structure as well. I don't know if you got any psychological marks in the 1 hour, to be honest. 3,320. Nice. It's not as nice as 3,300.
Bomba.
Gold dumped. Gold dumped. Yeah, but this just dump here is creating again opportunities for buys later. But yeah, it's a complete melt. Bleed. I would actually been shocked to see this trade lose. I felt very confident about this trade. Yeah, that's it. The thing about this is that there were no re-entries. The only way you could have re-entered this is, let's hop onto the 1 minute time frame. You're gonna see potential accumulation distribution. Wait, sorry, my bad. Let's go. I think the stops are gonna be big though. So let's see what happened here. Sell off here. Boom. Boom. Stop loss should have still been safe. And then came down. That's how I would have caught a re-entry. Would be a sell right over here. I was looking for a re-entry, a sell here, and a stop loss, you know, a couple pips above resistance. Then it got stuck in, almost taken out, and then price going in that direction. Playing off from this accumulation right over here. So almost became an accumulation manipulation distribution to the upside, but it still respected the highs. That's why I would say, like, you gotta mess up. You can mess up your entry. Just get the stops correct. Now make sure your stop loss is correct and you're not too trigger happy. You know, sometimes people give up. This used to happen to me. Like sometimes I used to give up on my trades. Like price would come and then I'll be like, oh man, this is already a loss. And then I'll just close it like this. And then to only find out that trade would go in my direction. But yeah, that's why I said, like, make sure your stops are in a key area. It should not break the stop if it's correct. The entry, you know, the entry can be a bit more subjective. The entry can be a subjective because, you know, like even the way that we executed on these sells, people could have executed sooner. Some people got in earlier as well. And you got all different entries. But the stops are usually like the most obvious key levels that you want to be putting your stops at. Those are less subjective. That's why you're going to have certain times, you know, price doesn't fully break and then starts to roll over. But yeah, at least get your entry confirmation first. For the right stop. That's why I asked you if you were going to take another one. Oh. Yeah, that's the only way. That would have been the only way. Because if I go on a swing entry model, my stop here would be... I think the stop would be too big for this range. But that's true. Long after Asia low taken. Let's see. Asia low is heading towards a... Oh, 33.20. That's an hourly support. Go back to the gap. This is what I'm really looking forward to. Is a potential dump here on GJ. He's got the left shoulder head, right shoulder support. Potential fake out range. Potential consolidation in there as well on the 1 minute time frame. I think GJ has a really good chance to move down. Break of structure. Kind of showing it's struggling a bit. Yeah, I'd love to see GJ break below support here and move. And take out these buyers from earlier on. Take those guys out. 19 pip stop loss, 21 pip range. Adios, Vic. See you later, doctor. Looks like it will dump. Yes. This thing looks like it'll dump. If we were trading GJ, we could have gotten our entries by 1 hour, 5 minutes into stream. I've been triggered in. Now I think GJ can break these lows. Let's see, 15, 30 minute. Trading against the 30, 15 minute SMAs. Could be a brutal fake out here as well on the hourly time frame. Because if we're looking from where GJ had come from, you can see hourly over here, accumulated, corrected the range. Boom, corrected this range. Now it's struggling here on the LTF for potential reversal. Let's go on our Chinese indicator. It's been a while. Our Chinese indicator here is saying that the dollar is strong. And all right, so we got Goldie is the daily is about to flip. Literally, it's, the daily candlestick is a doji right now. It's about to flip. It's at 0%. Crazy. Daily is about to flip. And we got strong dollar. Makes sense. Weak gold. Weak yen and strong pound. Pound's at 0.44%. All right, so it looks like Chinese indicator is working today. It is doing what it needs to do. Next FOMC in 35 days. Let's see if our percentages change for the rate cuts. We got July over here still at 81.4%. No change. Next easing is probably like September, 87%. But I'm going to go ahead and guess like October. I still think October we're going to get the first one. The first and only for the year. Last year we also got it around this time. As well, it's like towards the end of the year. Yeah, I got about like 35 days till the next FOMC. Looks like it will dump, but it has clean range. That's what it's waiting for. Like, it's not giving me bullish vibes, that's for sure. It's giving me more of like retracement. Nice, close that 8 SMA as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a strong push too. Once it breaks below here, because if you look at the way the sells have been coming in quite aggressively. So I would not be surprised. Do you watch UFC? Usually if there's a very sought after match that or like fight people are waiting to watch, then I'm gonna watch UFC. I had a UFC website here. I think it's called MMA Share. Don't know if it still exists, if it still works. So if you go and watch like fighting, you can go on MMA Share. But yeah, I reckon they stopped uploading on this site for some reason. But you could find like all the fights here and it was pretty nice quality. Where do you watch your fights? Yeah, I see MMA Share stopped working weeks ago. Someone here on Reddit posted. Watch full MMA. You are welcome for this absolute blessing to the human race. Ooh, look at this. This looks nice. This looks like a nice website here. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Alright, so what do we got? Who's fighting? I watch it in Telegram free, all the PV. On Telegram. Never heard of people streaming on Telegram. But I guess you can get away with a lot on Telegram, huh? It's much more anonymous. But let me see. You got some female fights over here. PFL World Tournament. Can you actually watch these? Yeah, I'm about to bookmark this website. Oh, nice. Awesome. Awesome. The quality is also pretty good. Quality is pretty good. Yeah, you know what we can do? We can trade and watch MMA. Like this. So as we're fighting with the market, we're also watching some techniques here. How can we be defensive? You know, how can we use the... Oh, Lee! What a combo this was. How could we use the least amount of energy to unleash? Look at the way this guy threw this combo. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. Guns blazing. Wait, did I bookmark this? Let me bookmark this. Yeah, this is nice. What's the site? The site is called watchmmafool.com. That's what the site is called. Let's see who wins this fight. He won it by submission. Ooh, man, submissions are the worst. I hate playing UFC with people who know how to do these these ground games. They're the most annoying people to play against. Because it's like pretty much just all technique here at this point. So different from just throwing punches, you know? All technique. This is the worst way to go. Nice. Realfight.org. Candle's about to close in like 3 minutes 30. So right now, still if on the 5 minute, definitely still looking more like buys. Well, this candlestick dumped with no top wick. You could still potentially pull back quite aggressively. Got 33 minutes for the hourly to close. I didn't see that, chat. Literally no top wick on this. Just completely dumped. That could actually create a really nice buy. What's the probability the price comes back into this gulag here? This little sideways movement. I would say we'd rather go down. All right, let's see. Commodities, intraday target slash key levels. Got oil here at $66. I heard that the price of oil went down. Let's see how that is reflecting on the chart. Spot gold, you got support by 33.24. Support and resistance 33.24. Isn't that that's the hourly? This is the hourly they're talking about. 33.24. You got cocoa, coffee, wheat, corn, soybeans. Anybody trading soybeans here? Aluminium, copper, spot gold, Brent oil. Yeah, but I think oil should be moving down. We're gonna see oil. Prices are delayed. No shit. This is gold though. They say 33.24. See what 33.24 is. 33. We're at 33.24. Yeah, that's the hourly support. Around this hourly support here. But what support are they looking at when they say 33.24? I wonder like what is it that they think is a support? You know, are we looking at this 15-minute here? 33.24. Probably a 15-minute. Kind of a weird. You know what I've noticed? Whenever we get these analysis done by you know, things like Reuters or something like this, they always have a very strange like way of looking at markets that sometimes just feels kind of wrong. You know, and most of the time it's not really that accurate. No information in this analysis should be considered as being business, financial, or legal advice. Each reader should consult his or her own professional or advisors for business, financial, and legal advice regarding products mentioned in analysis. I think what it is, it's just like a guy here who just like, you know, he just gotta pick something here for the day. But it doesn't seem very refined. It doesn't seem very... It seems like he just goes through these. Like, that's his job, Mr. Wang Tao. I don't know who Wang Tao is. He just goes through this so he can just get this out for Reuters publication. That's how it feels. All right, let's see. Oil. It says oil support by 64.52. Let's look at oil. 64.52. Let's see what Mr. Wang Tao is saying. That's like a market. I think this is a market open over here. It's got like a market open gap. So he just took the market open. He took the market open and said support over here. So that's what he was looking at. Do you have a group in Telegram? Yeah, we got a group. It's a secret society though. Only the chosen ones can find it. Yeah, it looks like GJ is rejecting this area, so we didn't get the confirmation for cells below support. It is rejecting support rather. Because, you know, the thing is like, it would not break that support if it did not want to move down. And you can see how beautiful that the market reacts off of those key levels, that how it can respect them. And then it's doing the opposite. That's why it's like, it's no joke, guys. When we say wait for wicks to break, wait for those wicks to break. See? You can come really, really close. Even 0.5 pips and not break it. Wait for those wicks to break. Wait for structure. Structure is king. See, like here on the hourly as well on gold, it's creating a potential buy that might be coming in soon. I think the sells are pretty much done. Stops below here, like, you know, 32 pips, got a 52 pip ranger. And this is like half an hour before the pre-New York. Can I join? I told you only the it's a super secret society. Only the people who are chosen can join. So you have to wait. You have to wait for the signs. There will be signs. You know how they say when you become a profitable trader, there's gonna be signs? Do you trade NQ? No. Can you please analyze soybeans charts? I am not able to hold on physical stock with them for long and can't do the analysis myself. I didn't actually expect anybody in the chat to be trading soybeans. Why do people trade soybeans? This is something I hear a lot of. People talk about soybeans. What's so special about these? I'm a bit of a noob. Holding a personal produce stocks. Is it just for a diversity, like diversifying portfolio? All right, let's see. Monthly. Oh, okay. Soybeans tends to move quite nicely over here. But it looks like, why is there no data? This is from 2020. We got 2020 bull run, pump and dump. What's going on here? Is it just the broker? I think it's just a broker. Oh, FP markets looks completely different. Futures chart. Let's go to Wanda. Yeah, this is from 2003 over here. I think soybeans looks like it's a good time to be buying some, what did you call it? Personal produce stock. If I was gonna buy a personal produce stock, this is the first entry I'm gonna take, and looks like I've come into the market at the right time. So I'm gonna put my stop over here below the support like this, and then I'll hodl soybeans. I'm gonna take like maybe 20% risk here, maybe a bit more. I need to really sit down and think about it. I also think about the stop loss as well, and I think, you know, it's a pretty good place to buy. Maybe I even opt for a bigger stop loss and risk 50%. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. And then, you know, price can move up. Price can now move up because it's a pretty good place. If you think about it, it's at the bottom of this general range over here. And what's the probabilities that price comes down all the way back down to the lows here from 2003? You know, what are the odds that price moves down like that? It looks like a market which moves up most of the time anyway. Because look, you got accumulation here. Look at this beautiful breakout. Accumulation, breakout. You could even opt for playing on the risk a bit more. Maybe you tighten it here or here and reduce the percent that you're risking, but you get a better risk to reward. You could also do that. So many ways you can skin this goat here. But obviously this is a monthly time frame. I assume people trade these things on the higher time frames, right? But this is already an amazing entry point for higher time frame players. Just need to get a break of that consolidation. Yeah, the intraday looks like it looks very choppy. The price action doesn't look that great, but we definitely do see the accumulation here. You can see a bunch of accumulation getting ready for some sort of distribution. So how do you trade it? Do you trade it like on a day, on a lower time frame? Buying physical stock and then selling high? Oh, you're buying physical stock. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You know, this is what we talk about. Like once you learn about the markets and the prices things are currently at, and you own like physical, then you got really nice prices. You read the market structure. So I'd say if you're buying physical stock, it's not a bad place to buy. It can only get more expensive if we start breaking above these highs. This is gonna be by $10. If we start breaking above 10.86, I think the price is just gonna only have a probability. Well, the probability increases that it just gets more and more expensive. So it's not a bad place. It's not a bad place, you know. Even if you get half of that, like, what's the chance that price goes down to 5? You know, 5 is so below here by the 2003 prices. Worst, maybe you get triggered and it comes down towards like $7, $8. So you're here by $10. Which if you miss, you could miss the boat, you know, just the same way as it happened over here. If you miss and you think, oh, that it's coming lower, then it just continues to go higher and higher and higher. Because it's distributing from this area, same as it could do right here too. Now, I guess the key thing would be to wait for it to break, like a proper break. Then you're going to be like, oh, that's it. That's it. You know, probably going to move up there. I just started thinking about soybeans then. What's going on here? What, really? What a coincidence. Yeah, we're looking at soybeans. Mans here wants to buy some physical stock, which I think is a good price. Then check the fundamentals. What are people saying about soybeans? Are they saying that it's expensive? The recent rally in crude oil fueled by escalating tension between Israel and Iran has boosted the appeal of soy oil as biofuel feedstock, enhancing demand for soybeans. You see? You got demand being enhanced over here. I think it's a good idea if price breaks. At the same time, sluggish demand and ample gold supplies continue to weigh on the market. In the US, favorable weather across much of the Midwest improved crop prospects. Oh, nice. You got favorable weather over here. You got the tensions between Israel and Iran bolstering the need and appeal for soy oil. I think you're in a good market. The outlook for the next 10 days points to below normal rainfall and above average temperatures across much of the Corn Belt. Yeah, I think it all sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good. Yes, it's for pork and human OTH food. Yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. It sounds like the price of it could go up. I'm not seeing anything negative about this. Now I just wait for confirmations. Break above here on the monthly time frame. You don't want to rush it. If you take anything here, and it's still decent, you know? It's still decent. It's within the range. We're expecting it to move up anyway. But if you just wanted a solid more confirmation, the break would have been nice. Because price could still come down. If it doesn't break those highs, you can avoid a situation where, for example, maybe it comes down like this. And if it comes down like this, you even get like a much better price point like this if it doesn't break above the highs. So that's the main structure that's standing out to me the most is on the monthly. If you go too further in intraday time frames, it gets like, obviously it gets a little bit messier. But, you know, it depends on what kind of trader you are too. If you're a scalper or you're holding for a very long time, I think all that stuff matters. Because monthly, of course, you're going to be waiting. This is something that you're going to invest in for potentially the rest of the year. This is not financial advice. NQ is about to sell off, so it might hold gold up. And gold is starting to also consolidate a bit. Got like a support, resistance, accumulating. 1 minute starting to look good in terms of gold accumulation. This is what I love to see. Still not expecting any sells, to be honest. Looking more at like potential buys. Buy and then start a vegan advertisement campaign promoting the health benefits of soy. Take it to the limit. I eat a lot of kidney beans, but can't remember the last time I had soybeans. Adamame, but this is really good for a. This is really healthy. Isn't this like a superfood? Adamame, and probably high in protein, right? Soybeans, how much protein? I think it has good protein. Adamame. Yeah, I got 100 grams of soybean, 36 gram of protein. This is raw. So when it's cooked, probably like less. Yeah, 17 grams. 17 grams protein for 100 grams of soybean. Or you could eat 50 grams of almond nuts. 50 grams of almond nuts and still get that 17 grams protein. I own an agricultural company where we grade soybean seeds and sell to farmers. Oh, cool. I've seen in India they have like a kind of like an auction. It's so funny. If you see the video, it's so funny. They're all like these Indians sitting behind a computer or like a desk, and a guy is walking around the room and he's just like he's literally throwing beans at them. He's throwing beans at the people sitting on the chairs, and the whole setup is just full of like these beans, and they're like auctioning them. Here, let me see if I can find the video. Yeah, look at how funny this is.
Why is this guy tossing beans at them? And no, it's not for fun. This is a cardamom auction center.
Oh, this was cardamom. All right.
Buyers carefully check the quality of Indian cardamom. But here's the catch. Each type of cardamom makes a different sound when dropped into a bowl, helping auctioneers decide its value. And that's not all. They also hold the beans to check their size, color, and even smell.
I imagine they probably do the same things for other stuff too. We are always learning on this feed. Thanks. Keep it interesting while we wait for the next move. Thank you, Peter J. Appreciate it. I am holding for 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 to 6 months. Nice. Makes sense. Makes sense. Thanks, Vic. Today. See you tomorrow. All right. See you later, trading. And just the same thing, you know, with what we're expecting for a breakout there. On soybeans, we're expecting a similar situation here soon. So you see our price is consolidating. I think like if it breaks above these highs, 33.25, we should probably start moving up. Have some sort of a retracement over there, about 50 pips. I had some soybean milk bubble tea yesterday. I went full Asian. Soybean milk. No. Thank you so much. Your knowledge is impeccable. Thank you, Ishwad. This is dumb money concepts. You know, like the more simple you keep things, the much more easier it is to actually explain and also execute on. Because a lot of the time people like overcomplicate, you know, overcomplicate something that's so simple. Just look at the structure, look at the fundamentals. You don't have to dig too far into it. Because you know what happens is every time you seek more, you're only gonna confuse yourself more in the markets. Because you're always gonna get to a point where somebody's gonna say the opposite. And their argument might even sound really nice to you. So you eventually never execute. But thank you, man. I appreciate that comment. Yeah, a lot based on appearance and then 8-day germination test to determine the quality. Even things like gold, like physical gold right now would be I feel like it's so uncertain. The gold market right now is very uncertain, you know. We're in this accumulation. We, technically speaking, have fair prices right now on gold because we're just moving sideways, like buying physical gold. But it also depends on how quickly like you sell. You know, if you're buying and selling quickly, then you can get away. You can definitely get away with, like, this is basically the market right now in the pricing. The issue will come only if we get like some crazy escalation that can happen literally at any moment, and gold can start moving down quickly. That's if, let's say, the war completely stops, then we can see gold tumble. But at the same time, if it continues, we're not seeing gold move up. So it's very confusing. A lot of gold nowadays isn't even proper gold. Most of it is bonded with other metals, which is sad. Yeah, maybe that's because the price went up really expensive, you know, like this year. I think price on gold was, last I checked, was 26%. Gold had a huge rally, you know, got really expensive. So yeah, I think that's why people started cutting it. Waiting for that push, gonna roll up in the meantime. The war kicked off heavy last week. All I'm gonna say is don't hold no positions over the weekend, especially on gold. But we got a candle secure. It's about to close. You know, we got resistance by 33.24. Doesn't have the bottom wick though, but it needs to break above here. We haven't yet gotten the round with distribution. So basically everything, like all this waiting, has just been one move here and one potential accumulation in here on the 1 minute time frame. But it's been all tied up in one distribution towards the downside. So technically speaking, since we started the stream, there's only been like one trade. You know, just one trade. But this is the next point A, where a price can set up again. You gotta have like a point A here, a potential point B by resistance. That's the only thing that I see now. Vic, you're the best at what you do. Bless you infinity times, my G. Thank you too much, money. I wish YouTube algorithm could also have some nice things to say about my channel. But we must remain strong in these hard times. Yeah, so guys, I like up my videos, like up my shorts. If you see my short, like it up, like up the streams. Just for now, man, we just need to push it. We just need to push it a bit more. Then afterwards, we don't need to do that stuff if you don't want to. I don't like begging for likes. We are stronger united. Yes. Indeed. Let's see Discord. Do we have any charts over here? Entry model 2. Break and retest on Goldie, 15 minute. You're expecting gold to move up and then down. Okay. I think we can move up. Vic, how is this one? This is gold longs. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. But I would say, why put the Fibonacci from all the way up over here if price is telling you that it can move potentially from here to here? You know, if it breaks these highs, then I think it can like move and fill some of this range before maybe a continuation to the downside, where Mr. Pritvish has his entry model 2. You know, price can move up over here, fill up some of this range, and then move down. That's what I think can happen. Stop loss looks good though. Entry looks good. A long shot for a runner. Oh, you want a runner? Yeah, it looks like it wants to reverse, right? I mean, if you just look at the way the price looks right now, got that estimate cause of death right there. Let's see, 15, 30 minute. Got 30 minute support. Some room to move up there towards like hourly levels. Hourly still didn't have that top wick. What are the odds that this hourly can still flip though in the next 7 minutes? That'll be wild. But as I said, you know, I still feel more comfortable selling gold than I do buying gold. You know, overall. But if I get a buy confirmation, I am going to take it. Just being very cautious. Third trade. Oh, third trade of the day. That's a very emotional trade, man. That third trade, very emotional. I don't like to do it if I don't have to do it. But let's say if we had like a sort of fundamental pushing price, I would take the third trade. Let's say if price was just moving bullish. Yeah, definitely. Well, right now the direction wise is not very clear. You just gotta rely on your statistics. You know, you're gonna go here to your data, and then you're gonna go and rely on your statistics and the price action. That's what you're gonna do. Sideways now, yes. Basically what we had up here, correct? Same exact thing that we had up here. There's nothing different about this and this. There's nothing different. You know, it's still both moving sideways. So we must wait. We must wait and see. The real action comes when wicks are broken. That's when the real, like nothing can happen here. This is 50-50. It can move up like this, and then it can move down, and then it can move up. It's like 50-50. But we're going to get a variable shift once the wick breaks. Either the top wick or the bottom wick. The wheels of probabilities are going to start spinning. Where can I get myself a TetraFX baseball cap? They're not yet out, but hopefully soon, sir. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. As the king of lemmings, I order all lemmings to go and like at least 5 of Vic's videos. Yes, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Just go and like those videos. Because I don't know, I think this is a very unique stream. I don't know about other streamers. I feel like it's a very unique stream. Because you know, the concepts you're learning here, like they will seem similar, but there's kind of like it's very customized. The way I look at the market is very customized, I would say. But of course, markets are always going to move 3 directions, so there's only a certain amount of ways that that as profitable traders that we can get involved in these moves, because we're all just trying to catch these moves, right? We all got different reasons for why price is moving down. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be profitable in gold today, maybe you either took a sell somewhere around here, or you took a buy somewhere around here. And it's just a matter of how did you come to that how did you come to your entry? How did you come to your entry? Do you like the way you trade? I wouldn't give up the way I trade for a system that makes me more money, technically speaking, because you have to enjoy and actually feel like you're learning something. And the more simple it is, the much more easier it is. Yeah, you gotta wear it backwards like we're robbing the markets, like on the thumbnail. I felt today was a robbing markets type of day. Yeah, exactly. Like this guy here. Robbing the markets. The AI made me bold. Got a huge receding hairline here. Been doing this for too long. It's time to retire, Vic. Getting old, losing hairs. NQ could bleed down so hard. What is NQ? NQ. I don't trade these things. You know, like when I started my journey, I only focused on gold and GJ. So for me, I don't understand these other things, but I assume that they move in the same directions that something like gold can move. And we've already proven that looking at soybeans and Bitcoin and all the other stuff. We already proved the concepts are quite solid across all markets. So I'm very limited. I'm very, very limited. In terms of what I know about markets, this is like my go-to, gold and GJ. Because, you know, the thing is, I never had the capacity. It used to drain me more to care about a lot more other things. People used to love indexes and, you know, all of these things. I never focused on that. I only ever focused on what my first mentor was teaching and trading, which was gold and GJ. It's good, you know, it just proves to show you don't need to know much about anything else. Just get really good at what you know. In the next 5 to 10 years, whatever it is that you do, whatever business that you're in, get really good at what you do and what you know. Next 5 to 10 years, you can excel a lot farther than somebody who's doing a bunch of other stuff, you know. So yeah, just master your craft, master your business. If it's in soybeans, for example, and you're in soybean agriculture, just master everything about that industry and know who your competitors are, know what their tricks are, like what they do and how they move, and, you know, just master that thing. In the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to be on top. But never compare yourself. You know, comparison is a thief of all joy. And there's always going to be another level and another level and another level. But just do it in terms of like, okay, you know, this is a ceiling. This is the ceiling that's been set. I want to see how close to that ceiling that I can get, you know, without over comparing myself too much. Because everybody also got like a uniqueness to the way they do things, which is also good. We can't all be Lamborghini driving, Urus, private jet flying traders. We're not all like that. You know, for us, some of us, it's not part of our personality. I actually feel bad. I never like to share anything about my personal life because I know, like, in the real world, you know, like, you know, you're very fortunate as well. And you don't want to like boast. It's not good to boast. It's good to be humble. It's good to remain humble. It doesn't make you feel any better. Unless you're just trying to sell something, you know, then maybe you're going to get more sales. But yeah, I don't like to do that. I used to do that when I was first profitable. I used to do that, but yeah, it's not good. It is not good. Vic, I tried to find your playlist lessons. Is it still available? No, I had to delete my videos, Jay, because YouTube had a problem with them. So I had to delete all my videos. So now I have to create new videos. So yeah, I feel like maybe I should have downloaded some of them. But yeah, there's nothing here. We got a gold simulation. Gold simulation here. You can watch a gold simulation. I'm probably going to try to get a video out to you guys this weekend. And then the page is going to start looking a little bit full again. But you can see with the algorithm, it's kind of like hiding my content just a little bit for some reason. But, you know, it's starting to pick up a little bit here and there. Yeah, it's starting to pick up a little bit here and there. But don't worry, guys. We're gonna get videos out very, very soon again. Yeah, YouTube is crazy. We're gonna get videos out very soon again. No, you see, the thing is, like, when I saw YouTube, I was just doing what other people were doing. I didn't know how serious, like, something like a disclaimer would be, you know? So now I'm seeing that I actually need to put up these disclaimers because it's okay with YouTube for some time. The problem is when it's not okay. You know, I think maybe legally they start to get like some pressure on them and you know, you got a lot of spam and stuff like that comes in, and then that becomes a problem. Then they come after us creators when something happens. So I think it's good, at least for the future, this is never gonna happen again, or at least it shouldn't happen again. So we can grow this channel like so much and we shouldn't have any other problems moving forward. Yeah, but anyway, this was the push over here. This was the push that I was expecting that GJ can do. I mean that gold can do. That gold can now continue to move up over here. So yeah, we're gonna see how that plays out. Gonna see how that plays out. We got a 1 minute accumulation breakout here too. Little 1 minute accumulation breaky. Stop loss below here. Nice little entry, 16.1 pips. Pushed up about 20 pips. Beautiful. That's also another entry model. Price to continue to move bullish. Accumulation, distribution. Markets moving 3 directions. Boom, boom, boom. Will it get better? Yes, sir. Yes, we will. New hourly opened again. Nice. Yeah, exactly. You see that hourly open volume. Oh, if you pay attention to this as well. Hey, thank you for the 20. Appreciate it. Let's freaking go. J Angel with the 20 Australian dollars. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, it looks like the same thing that happened here. Look at that. That's a 33.50 right when the new hourly was about to open. You see, you can miss the move. You can miss the moves if you're waiting for the hourly to open, because sometimes people would rather wait for the hourlies to open. But as you're waiting for the hourly to open, you can easily miss the move. See, this is like starting to push over here. Can we enter a buy? I don't know. Can you? Can you enter a buy? I didn't look at the 1 minute, but there was a 1 minute play over here. Nice little accumulation break. Maybe this is a little bit of profit taking that's happening. But the 5 minute swing, the 5 minute swing is still in play. It popped up about like 18 pips. But I'm still expecting that price will move to this region once it started breaking these wick highs over there. Sui. Shark. Oh damn, I missed that entry. Getting close changed. Yeah, no worries. No worries. I'm just paper trading this. I'm paper trading this. See, it's got some 15 minute SMAs there. Got the 30 minute above, 1 hour above, but there's still some space. Just the 15 SMAs giving it a hard time there. Pesky SMAs. Look at this. Such a pesky SMA. Oh, Ricardo. Let me see what Ricardo's saying. Oh, he already left. I'm in this. Is this too early? No. It's in play right now. It's in a the thing is, like, if there's gonna be a winning trade, it's coming out of this area here. If it's gonna be like a winning or losing trade, whatever it's gonna be, it's coming outside of this area. Like this would be the distribution. That's going to be what we're expecting the 10% to be. That 10% move. You see like how price moved down like this? We're expecting this is going to be, once it starts to move up, this is when people start asking questions like whether it's a buy or a sell. But it's inside, it's already in a distribution. This would just be paying out traders here. So this is like, you can imagine like this was the bus stop, correct? This was a bus stop and then that's the target. So yeah, the bus is, you know, you're kind of like missing the bus over here. Thanks from the UK. Nice. Yeah, if there's going to be something, it's coming out of here, guys. Like if you think about it, if you look at the way the price moved, it came down and it crashed. It crashed and it stopped. Usually where it stops is already such a nice place to start looking at when you can get the next move. Not when it's already in momentum. At least that's what I think about.
Mr. Xauusd has become a member.
Nice. Moving up here. As soon as it hit the ceiling, I put in a bit because I seen exactly what Vic's talking about. I saw it just by listening to what you're saying about the market, and I caught it as well. Oh, nice. Yeah, right now it's floating here about like 24 pips. I would say pretty much nice place to start managing would be if price was, depending on how you're looking at it, but by like 33.28 over there, fill up some of that range. Let me see how big of a break this was. I might put my stop somewhere around here. Oh, nice. Yeah, that would already been a W trade for me. Actually, you could already probably put your stops to break even here at this point. This is a potential sell. Oh, it's moving up right now, sir. It is moving bullish. Why would it sell? 4-hour flip. Yeah, I mean, you got 4-hour SMA there as well. It's confluence, true. Now you see this? Amazing. Very, very simple analysis here. And we can see price moved up. Nice little SMA confluence. Notice how SMA has been respected here as well. The 8 SMA. Just notice how candles could not close below that region. Look at this. It could not close below that region. 8 SMA was still holding it. Boom. Skyrocketed. Broke. Confirmed momentum. Distributed. That's why I said, like, you're going to look back at this and say, okay, you know, the entry made more sense to have come from here than looking for something like in the middle of this.
are you running? Why are you running?
Nightbot really doesn't like Locks Media. Last time it did that too. Yeah, it's because he's writing all in capital letters. WVic in the Bomba Clot chat.
Bomba.
Yeah, Lux, if you write in all caps, you're gonna get your message there hidden by the Nightbot. 65% filled. Yeah, 65% has been filled. That's it. That's the move. So far, literally, since we've been waiting on stream here about 3 hours, 20 minutes, there's been like 2 swing entry models. You see, trading's just all about being patient. Just wait for your setups. It's okay to wait. It's okay not to trade, because you know when you do get it, it's going to be like a trade that you're confident and you feel like good in. You know, when you wait for your trade, your confirmations, you take pride in your chart work, you feel good about the trades that you take. But you don't feel good if you're just constantly looking for options here in the market. So yeah, we got about like 2 dubs, like 1 here, 1 sell, 1 buy. And this is the pre-New York time. So yeah, so far so good. Like the thing is that gold is coming back into the consolidation, previous accumulation over here. So it's starting to come back inside this zone. I'm not surprised because we have Powell speaking later anyway. So I don't think the market's going to have much of a direction. We're only up 0.15%. It looks like the daily reflipped back bullish, as it was also breaking these highs over here. So loads of confluence. I think the buys were awesome. You know, the sells were also pretty good. And that's what the market gave us here today. And, you know, I'm quite happy about that. No complaints from me. But, you know, I think I'm going to call it a day here, guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Don't overtrade. And catch you guys later. See ya.